Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous The University Love, the best podcast, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Folks, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Saturday, February 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, last couple of days, I recorded an episode, believe it or not. Thursday night, I recorded an episode, okay? I thought I recorded an episode. I'm recording. It was raining outside. I'm sitting there. I'm talking. I'm jamming away. I think I went about 15, 16 minutes. And then I said, all right. And then, I did the whole, and, tomorrow we'll be back with all the episodes of Online Marketing Moves, blah, 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 blah. I looked down at the phone, ladies and gentlemen. It stopped recording after 3 seconds. But for some reason, sometimes when I'm in the truck or in my car, I do not look down at my phone. When I'm recording at home, I look, because I'm like, all right, let me make sure, and plus, it's right there, I prop it up right where I can see it, and but in the car, the truck, if I'm outside of the house, I don't really, I hit record, and then I don't look down again until I'm done. So that sort of cost me that time. And yesterday was just a mess from the word go. So I apologize this week. It's been a little hectic, for the recording, but these things happen sometimes. But we'll be back, of course, on the regular schedule next week. And the best thing that I have going on right now is my wife she's in the last leg of selling her business, so she will be home on a more regular basis. We have been living. The last 6 months has been quite hectic with the newborn baby and everything, but she'll be home for a few months, so that'll relieve some pressure and give me time to actually do some more things, get some more things done, and we're on a mission around here, so that's that. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about something that's important, and it's very important, and it's called rest, and the reason why I say this is because if you ever think about this content creation, okay? Let's say we've all worked jobs. We've all worked, from working at a hamburger place to working at a grocery store to, sheetrocking houses. We've all done. Most of us have done manual labor or work jobs that you have to go in and show up and get paid. But we all know that you get paid. It's funny how this works. We all know this. This ain't nothing new, This ain't nothing. I ain't telling you nothing that you don't already know. It's like the more, like I work hard in the truck. I work work hard, but I don't make the kind of money that I quite am looking for. But we all know that in order for you to make the money that you want to make, you have to strike out on your own. You know what I mean? Like, you can't wait for a job. You can't wait for a company. You can't wait for anybody to give you the money that you think you deserve, because then it's not going to happen. So you have to strike out on your own. Whether it be doing this, whether it be, YouTube, does not matter. Whatever. You have to come up with something that you want to do, something that you think will, make you some money, And sometimes it might take a while. Sometimes it might not. It just depends on who you are. It just depends on what level that you're at does not mean that you can't do it. I don't want anybody to think they can't do it just because they might be starting at ground zero, you know. I started off at ground zero and things are working out. And the reason why things are working out is just because we won't stop. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, the easiest thing, to sum it all up, you know, if you want your content to work, if you want this thing to work, is don't stop. You know, like, you might have to take a break. You might be doing something that's not working for you. You know, you might have a channel that's not working for you. So you say, okay, I'm gonna stop this channel. I'm gonna take a break. You might take 2-3 months off. And those 2-3 months, you know, you study what works for people. You study what works. You study what you did right, what you did wrong, but you come back. You never quit. You know, taking a break is one thing. Quitting is a whole nother thing. Never quit. Take a break. I've taken 6 months off before and come back refreshed and ready to go. You know, rip roaring, and it's paid off. But the thing I want to talk to you about is when you are going to use your brain, and this whole content creation, this whole, you know, starting a business, you need mental strength. You need mental fortitude, and you want to be at your very best all the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would say this. I know this for a fact. I know this for certain. The last 6 months have been quite the roller coaster, you know, as far as sleep and not getting enough sleep, lack of sleep. You know, get all the rest you can. You know, make sure you are taking care of your health. Make sure you are eating the things that you need to eat. Make sure you are doing the working out that you need. You know, because if you're not in mental shape, physical shape, it's hard. You know, I'm not saying, oh, you have to get a 6-pack and all that kind of stuff. You know, no, but you don't want to, you know, like, let's say, all right, I used to, you know, when I was younger, you know, of course, I'm from a place where people give you bad eating advice. Everybody eats like crap. You know what I mean? It's just a fact. It's just a fact. And so they say, you know, oh, if you get a little tired, you know, eat a little sugar. You say, what do you mean, a little sugar? You know, like, hey, eat a candy bar, drink a Coke. You know, that does not work. You eat the candy bar and you drink the Coke when you're tired. It's like you're gonna crash even more, you know. And so you have to take, if you have bad habits like I used to have, you know, still getting rid of those habits. If you have bad eating habits, you know, I know we all love our family. You know, I love my parents and everything like that, but, you know, they gave us some very bad eating habits, you know. And I tell my wife this all the time. I say, I don't want my child, you know, waking up early in the morning drinking Cokes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to avoid that. And in order for us to have the most fortitude to write and to do podcasting and to do YouTube videos and to create content and run businesses, you need mental, physical rest. You know, you need to be mentally and physically in peak condition. You know what I mean? So make sure you are getting everything, the proper rest. Make sure you are relaxing when you need to relax. Make sure you're sleeping when you sleep, and make sure you're putting things in your body that are good for you. You know what I mean? And so I'm telling you this because the last 6 months, the thing that has helped me the most has been I've eaten better than I've eaten before. You know, like I'll get tired and I go, okay, do I need a Coke or should I eat an apple? You know, and I'll eat the fruit. You know, the fruit is sweet enough. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need the Coke. You don't need the candy bar. You know, it's the complete opposite of when people say, "Oh man, that'll help you," you know, and it won't. It won't help you at all. And me and my wife, we have this argument sometimes. She's like, you got to get some sleep, you know. And one time, after, a couple months after the baby was born, my wife, it was a Sunday, and she said, "Go downstairs, and I'll wake you up in a couple hours, okay?" I slept for like 4 hours, and I woke up, and I was so refreshed, and I was like, "Oh man, those might have been the best 4 hours I've slept in my life," you know. And my wife said, "Look at you got a lot of energy." I said, "I know, I got a lot of energy." And you take sleep for granted until you can't get sleep. You know what I mean? And it's funny now. I remember when I was in the Navy, I was in boot camp, but we slept 4 hours a night, 6 hours maybe, the most 6 hours, and it's very. The first day we stayed up all day. We stayed up 24 hours, and then that night I'll never forget. I slept 2 hours. They woke me up to do duty, so I stayed up there for 2 hours. Then I went back to sleep, and they woke us up again. So I got 2 hours of sleep. We had to wake up for 2 hours. Got 2 hours of sleep, and they woke us up, and it was time to get to work. And it was like that for like 2 months. And I remember my parents came and saw me. I graduated boot camp. My parents came and saw me. I hung out with them on the Friday and the Saturday. I remember they went to the mall, and I remember I was like, "I'll be here when y'all get back." And I slept maybe like six straight hours. It was just some of the best sleep I ever got. And that first week that I was out of boot camp and I was in A school, well, in the Navy, we if you have a job, an assigned job, you go to this thing called an A school, and that's where you learn the craft and everything. So my first week in A school, we had to wait for a class to start, so we had like a week off, 2 weeks off maybe. So that first week, I slept like 12 hours a day. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I was young then, you know, and I slept good. I slept so good that week. That was some of the best sleep. And now that my wife is going to be home, first couple of days, she's home, she's going to let me sleep 8, 10 hours, 12 hours, you know, and I'm going to get all the rest I can. And, you know, it's going to be great. And I can't recommend you know, if you really want to do this, if you really want to be at your best all the time, you know, it's like being an athlete. You know, have you ever played a sport? Have you ever done a sport? You know, you want to be at your best all the time. You don't want to you know, when you're young, you can eat McDonald's and you know, sort of hang out all night and then maybe go play a game, you know, and you might get away with it. But when you get to be my age, you know, not that I'm old or anything like that, but it takes longer to recover. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my brother, we went and played basketball about 3 or 4 years ago. I was 38, 37. We went and played basketball. I was sore for a week. You know what I mean? I played the same amount when I was 16 as I did then. Never sore. It's just life. And you want to make sure you are taking care of yourself. You want to make sure that you are doing the things that you need to do. So that way, because you want to be at your best. You want to be at the most clear. Because listen, I try to record a podcast when I'm half asleep. It's not good. Okay? You stumble through your words sometimes. You forget. You go, well, what am I doing? Where am I at? You have these kind of, like, if you really not getting a lot of sleep, you have these sort of you hallucinate a little bit. It's very strange. It's a trip. You know what I mean? It's not good. It's not good at all. But you know, with rest, with eating right, doing everything that you need to do, you know, your body is a temple. You know, I know people say that, but people take it for granted. You know. And you only have one body, you know. We only have one life, you know. And so take care of yourself. And I say that with all, you know, with all seriousness. You know what I mean? Like, because listen, nobody's gonna stop you. Nobody's gonna stop you but you. At the end of the day, you know. Like if you want something bad, you will get there. You know. Now I'm not saying, oh, you're gonna go be president of the United States, but if you want success, you'll find success. You know, one way or the other. It's just up to you to keep looking for it. Keep going, to keep striving for it. But in order for you to do that, you have to take care of yourself at the same time. The whole working 20 hours a day. Come on, man. And nobody really works 20 hours a day. I know people like, oh man, I just be working 24/7. No, they don't. The more you use your brain, the more you use your mental capacity, the more money you will make. It's funny, the less I can write a story now. 6 months from now, I can still get paid for it. I can go deliver a load today in the truck, get paid for it next week, and I'm never going to get paid for that load again. So you see, this is why you want to start your own business, and you want to start a business that you know that you can make some recurring revenue from. You know what I mean? This is why, because I can write a story. I've written a story on Medium before. Come back months later. Oh, I got paid for it. I'm still getting paid for this story. Great. Okay. And so that's how that goes. And this is why you want to, create your content. No matter what you're doing. No matter what you're doing, you want to create content for yourself. Okay. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast. Sorry about this week. This week it's just been weird, but we'll be back Monday with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.